Honda Motor is Japan's third biggest automotive and motorcycle manufacturer. A 15-year-old kid arrived for his first day of work at a modest car repair business in Tokyo, Japan in 1922. Instead, the owner, who must have questioned whether the kid qualified for this sort of employment, assigned him to clean the workshop and care for his child. Nobody thought much of him at the time, and no one cared, but that was because they had no clue who this youngster would grow up to be. After a few decades, the youngster, Soichiro Honda, was now competing with some of the world's major automobile companies while simultaneously owning the world's largest motorcycle maker. It is how a poor Japanese guy went from babysitting children to founding Honda Motors, a multi-billion-dollar corporation. On November 17, 1906, it was just another average day in Japan for many people. It was, however, the birthplace of Soichiro Honda, who would improve people's lives in more ways than one. Honda's father was a blacksmith who also ran a bicycle repair business, while his mother was a weaver. Honda's family was impoverished, and 5 of his 8 siblings died as kids due to poor health. However, as he got older, Honda had a strong interest in tools and machinery, particularly after seeing his first automobile, a Ford Model T, when he was just a baby. Around this time, bicycles were becoming more popular across Japan, and customers started to crowd in front of his father's repair business. Honda spent a lot of time observing his father working and performing repairs independently, advancing his career. After graduating high school in 1922, Honda saw advertising in a newspaper for a vehicle service firm, Art Shokai, which stated that the company required a helper for an auto repair shop in Tokyo. So, at age 15, he left home in search of work and traveled to Tokyo. It was an intense experience to go from his little town to the busy streets of Tokyo. Unfortunately, he was assigned to clean up, wash the unclean floors, and cook meals for the owner on his first day. He'd regularly babysit the owner's youngster, which was far from what he'd imagined. Furthermore, trainees were not paid at the time, so he was only given a little area to relax and a limited amount of food to eat. However, shortly after starting, an earthquake hit Tokyo, forcing many mechanics to take time off work to rebuild their houses. The car repair company was suddenly overburdened, and Honda was finally allowed to step in as a mechanic. Honda quickly made this job permanent by working incredibly hard. Honda was eager to learn and spent his days fixing vehicles and motorbikes, formerly exclusively available to the upper class. Yuzo, a racing car maker, planned to start producing his race vehicle in 1923 and requested Honda to assist him in creating it. Honda was on board as an accompanying engineer, and winning the race at such a young age, both winning the race and the excitement of helping to develop something like this, was an experience he'd never forget, and a sensation he'd keep chasing. Honda recognized a great deal of potential in manufacturing and asked Art Shokai if he could convert the car repair shop he was operating for them into a separate firm where he would manufacture piston rings. However, Honda was passionate about pursuing his new vision, so he and a buddy decided to go into business together, forming Tokai Seikai Heavy Industry. Honda would continue to spend his days working at his repair business and evenings working on his new auto component manufacturing enterprise, attempting to make piston rings. They started making pistons, and Honda felt enthusiastic about his job for the first time in a long time. That joy, however, was short-lived, as they were quickly confronted with industrial hurdles. It was a major setback, but Honda resolved to travel around Japan, visiting colleges and companies to learn the production process and strengthen his talents. He eventually gained enough knowledge and competence to create piston rings that met Toyota's quality criteria. It allowed him to create them in large quantities at a reasonable cost. Honda motorcycle manufacturing. Following the war, there was a severe gasoline shortage and transportation was mostly confined to bicycles. People sought to go about quickly and inexpensively while using very little fuel. Honda had an idea. He mounted a little engine to his bike, quickly drawing city dwellers' attention. The only goal was to find out the best method to produce motorcycles. Soon after, he was flooded with inquiries and ran out of second-hand engines, so Honda created his engine. Honda Motors Company was founded in 1948 to produce small-capacity motorcycles that would let Japanese people travel about more conveniently. Although the D-type, which stood for Dream, was too big and heavy, Honda quickly found popularity with a new and better model dubbed the Super Cub, lighter, smaller, and safer. progressing from 2 to 4 wheels. Honda has desired to build his automobile since he saw his first car as a boy, and considering his poor background, he was particularly fond of creating a low-cost automobile that practically anybody could purchase. However, practically everyone advised Honda that now that you'd succeeded with motorcycles, you should stick to that since the vehicle business was so much more competitive. But Honda had always been a risk-taker, and now that he'd conquered 2 wheels, he was ready to go on to 4. By 1972, he developed the Honda Civic, the first automobile to employ this revolutionary CVCC engine. This energy-efficient, tiny, and lightweight passenger automobile was the ideal response to the 1973 oil crisis when petrol costs were skyrocketing. The Honda Civic was fuel-efficient, low emissions, and dependable. In short, it was the right vehicle at the perfect moment. And the Honda Civic would quickly become one of the world's most popular vehicles. Honda began to build a reputation for dependability via word of mouth. Sales were rising, and Honda rose to prominence as one of the world's top automakers. Soichiro Honda died of liver failure in 1991 after battling the condition for many years. He died with an estimated net worth of $92 million. He had 3 sons, but none of them took over the business. Despite the tragic death of its creator, Honda Motors went on to dominate the American market via extensive reorganizations, superior automotive designs, and inventive marketing strategies. Of course, Honda Motors is still one of the world's top vehicle manufacturers and has grown into a wide range of new goods from jets to robots. If you like this video, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you are the first one to watch our upcoming videos. This is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.